Στην πρώτη εισήγηση του κυρίου Escape η υποδοκίμηση του ανθρώπου.
The first speech about the well-being of men requiring transhumanistic well-being. I would like to believe that this is not enough in order for the man to flourish, because man has been created in image and in likeness of God.
Του διαχριστιανισμού με τον χριστιανισμό.
From what you said, there is a kind of identification between transhumanism and Christianity. And if this is true, then nothing remains than establishing a dialogue in order to see how close we are, in order then to implement the values of Christianism. So, in the first case, I would say that my problem is why should we necessarily, through the implementation of transhumanistic principles, ensure well-being, and why we shouldn't do that by following our mission to be in image and likeness of God. When it comes to the second speech by Mr. Roux, I did like the fact that you said that transhumanism is not a religion. Would you disagree? Well, anyway, when there is a dialogue, we can understand the differences and the similarities. This is my academic principle. Anyway, I would like to say that your position on Christian transhumanism, if the values and tenets of Christianism are accepted, if there is equality between men and women, if there is sanctity is our goal of life, then this is very interesting in order to start from this conference and continue a dialogue in order to clarify some misunderstandings. And I'm more than willing to engage in such a dialogue. Thank you. Any other question? Shorter question, please. Let's listen first to all the questions and then we will give answers.
I have a question to Mr. Wood, to Professor Wood. I just gathered from your talk that, I mean, there was this a priori positivism in the development of the future. I mean, where is the space for, I mean, why would somebody want to live for, I don't know, 150 years or live for 30 years? I mean, where's the space for mistake in this sort of future? I mean, is there, I mean, some sort of acknowledgement that things that are negative or understood as negative could be positive in human development? That, I mean, all that it's developing is not necessarily congenial to happiness. Just a quick question.
I welcome the suggestion to dialogue. That's absolutely important, and I'm glad to be here. I welcome the importance to keep an open mind, because we've all got our preconceptions. I'm surely got my biases and misunderstandings of your faith, and I hear you've got misunderstandings and misconceptions of what I'm saying as well. It's my apology for not conveying my views more accurately in the limited time. I don't think technology is enough. Absolutely not. We need to tap into the collective wisdom of humanity, multiple strands of collective wisdom, to help us figure out which aspects of technology are the ones we want to accelerate and which are the ones we should say, no, this is too dangerous, this will actually be damaging. And as regards to the second question, I agree with you. Sometimes it's not clear. Sometimes things that may initially look good turn out to be actually a drawback, like DDT, famous example. It was wonderful, it killed malaria, but it turned out to be doing lots of damage to the environment. And there's plenty of other examples of people. And thalidomide was a great drug for people with morning sickness until it turned out to have the consequence of damaging the embryos in such a terrible way. So we need to have a transhumanist value that was on a later slide that I didn't reach, the value of proactive vigilance, keeping an open mind. But the most important thing is that technology is going to change us or change society in very radical ways, whether we like it or not. So we have to get ahead of that, and we have to adopt technology sometimes to make us smarter. And appealing to revealed wisdom, revealed revelations, that's not going to work in the 2020s because many people have different access to different apparent revelations. We have to be able to explain in an autonomous way. We have to be able to explain rationally. Well, I had this revelation, or I've seen this person who had this revelation, and then you have to translate it into practical, constructive terms, and that's where I'd like to keep the dialogue going. So beyond revelation, taking advantage of technology, but drawing on wisdom to make sure it leads us in the right way. It's not inevitably positive by no means. Marc.
Yeah, I have to switch in Greek, sorry.
I think we agree. I agree with Mr. Wood as well and with you. In my opinion, should be taken for granted that this conference is a first step, starting from today. I do hope that we will continue and then we will go into greater detail, because in a 15-minute presentation we still remain on the surface. I do hope that in the future we will have... I would like to thank the two previous speakers. I have a question to both of you, but I will just ask it to Mr. Roux in order to keep up with the time allocated to us. You sought to say that there is no contradiction between transhumanism and Christianism. So I would like to ask you, have you ever reflected the truth of the cross in Christian faith? Christian faith is based on the cross and resurrected. And I have heard a lot about resurrection in transhumanism, but I have seen nothing about the cross. Have you ever reflected on that? No. Thank you. Can I elaborate on that? It is true that most transhumanists have not considered and reflected things in the Orthodox perspective. So personally, I don't want to put myself in this position, but I'm trying to think and to see. It would be interesting to see how we can perceive these things from the East Right. Should we try to do that?